All content in this video is for reviewers' purposes only and are owned by their proper copyright claim owners. Oh, and spoilers, by the way. Just fair warning. So, welcome once again. This is Anitalk episode 2, and basically it's going to follow a similar format to episode 1, as I'm here today to discuss my first impression so far on the animes that I've been watching this season. Now, I haven't been watching everything. I've mostly been watching the stuff on the legal sites, with the exception of one anime on this list. So don't expect me to talk about some other stuff, like, I keep forgetting the name of one of them. Something Blood. If you have recommendations on things for me to watch, leave a comment down below and let me know. Things of this season. Granted, I will be discussing animes outside of the seasonal animes, but for now, let's get to this. Now, once again, like before, if I look down at my screen, I apologize. I'm looking at my footnotes. I need to get a better setup so that I can have my footnotes in my face. And I need to get better glasses, since my vision is poor right now. Anyway, starting off things with the animes that are continuing from both the spring and that have been continuing from previous seasons. And to start off with, we have Shingeki no Kyoji, otherwise known as Attack on Titans. And yes, I don't know which shoulder I'll be having it over just yet, but I am using Gurren no Yumiya. I'm not using the new opening because, quite frankly, while I kind of find the new opening song interesting, I prefer Gurren no Yumiya. Anyway, nothing really special has gone on, no opinion changes. Attack on Titan is a really, really good anime, though as of right now, up until probably next week's episode, as today is July 28th as I'm recording this, there hasn't really been much interesting going on with Attack on Titan. It's an overall amazing anime, probably one of the best since, well, it's one of the best animes for a while, but again, not much has really been going on. But hopefully next week we'll fix that, as next week we are having the female Titan debut. Yeah, can't wait for that. So, continuing on, next onto my list is Majestic Prince. No, I'm not going to say the full name of the anime since I haven't memorized it yet. Majestic Prince actually surprised me. Now, going back to the spring lineup, I thought the order of best to worst of the giant robot animes that we were getting this season was going to be Kakumeki Battle Brave, Suisei no Gargantia, and then Majestic Prince. But alas, as everyone knows, for some reason, and it shocks me, this is Sunrise we're talking about, people who make amazing giant robot animes. For some twisted reason, the last two giant robot animes that they pumped out, Kiro Senshi GundamLegacy and now Kakumeki Battle Brave, they both tanked, except for certain parts of them. In Asia's case, well, I'm not going to get into that. I'll wait till I go actually on into an in-depth review on Age. But yeah, I thought it was going to be that, but it ended up being quite the opposite. And Suisei no Gargantia is still the best so far from the spring lineup. Majestic Prince would follow had it concluded in the spring, but as how I go, if it continues on into a new season, it no longer is validated for being best of that previous season, because it's moving on into the next season. So Majestic Prince, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's really good, especially these past two episodes where we were revealed the secrets of everything, as well as the evolution of Red 5. Well, not evolution, but form change. It was fucking awesome. Next on my list, Cardfight Vanguard Link Joker. Now, most of you do not know this yet, outside of my little clique. I've gotten into Cardfight Vanguard, and it's fucking awesome. This current season Link Joker was kind of meh up until the recent little mini arc we're in right now, which follows my favorite character from Cardfight Vanguard, Ren Suzugamori. Oh man. By the way, if you are seeing the first season's opening playing over my shoulder, that's because YouTube has been kind of going uber Nazi, and I can't get the current opening sung by Daigo. Well, I can get the visuals, but I can't get the audio. Fuck you, YouTube. But yeah, Cardfight Vanguard, Link Joker, it's not as good. It was up until recently. It wasn't as good as its previous 2 seasons, Cardfight Vanguard and Cardfight Vanguard Asian Hen. But Link Joker has now started to pick up, especially now that we've finally gotten to the plot. Rather than, oh yeah, we're going GX-style school anime. And last on my list of the continuing animes from the previous season, Doki Doki Precure. I'm pretty sure no one saw this coming, or didn't see this coming. Hint, hint. Doki Doki Precure, I'm a big fan of Precure. Doki Doki Precure, same as always, nothing really special is going on. No, we did get the reveal at the start of the summer season of Cure Ace. God damn it, it's not Regina! But yeah, Doki Doki Precure, it's just another Precure anime. If you're into Precure or Magical Girl animes, go check it out. Though, if you're into Magical Girl animes, you're probably checking out another one on this list. Hint it. Now, moving on to the new animes, and this is where I will be looking more down at my iPad. We have, to start off, Fantasista Doll. Now, Fantasista Doll, it's a nice anime. It's got really good visuals. I love how it looks so far. The opening theme, you can hear it. It's 50-50. And it's got a very interesting plot. Basically, I'll equate it as Sekirei Light without all the sexual fan service and whatnot. It's got a little bit every now and again. Nothing like explosively like boobtastic. It's a very good mellow series. As I was saying, it's like Sekirei Light, non-sexual, all the sexualness taken out of it. Meets Aikatsu, which was another Sunrise series, all card-based with the clothes and whatnot. And it's got a female lead protagonist instead of a male lead protagonist, because it's a show for girls, because it's trying to sell, I believe it's trying to sell a card game. Because of Gamba Ride with Kamen Rider, thanks to Decade, girls have been trying to push this for the girls now, so girls have something. Granted, it's always clothing and cutesy based, and I'm pretty sure a lot of girls are probably annoyed at the sexism from it. Or at least a lot of girls outside of Japan. But yeah, that's Fantasista Doll. It's pretty interesting. Go check it out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Next up on my list is Kiniro Mosaic, or Kinmoza. This anime, by far, has probably become one of my favorites this season. It is a slice-of-life shoujo-ai anime, which means it's a slice-of-life anime, and shoujo-ai means that it is girls' love. Though, no, that is not the reason why I'm interested in it. It's actually got quite an interesting plot, and the girls' love is not all that subtle. Basically, the introduction plot of it for episode 1 is main character is right now a kid. I believe she's either late elementary school or mid-middle school level, which means 4th or 5th grade or 7th or 8th grade. I'm not 100% sure on that one just yet. But she goes to England on a 1-week trial homestay and becomes friends with the daughter of her homestay family, and then she comes back to Japan, and we skip to her high school days, and she finds out that her friend that she had made from the homestay is now transferring into her school for the entire either the school year or for all of her high school days, and is going to be staying at her house, and she didn't know this. Her mother surprised her with this. And antics ensue. So yeah, go check it out. It's a really, really, really nice anime. It's a Yonkoma series, 4-panel comic series, kind of like K-On! And all that stuff, but it's less subtle. Why don't you know? It's just as subtle as K-On! Though you do notice in certain parts that it does jump from, oh, we're at this antic of Yonkoma to this antic of Yonkoma. So that's pretty much it. Go check it out. I highly recommend Kiniro Mosaic. What was it? Next up on my list is Kamisamano Inai Nichiyobi, or Sunday Without God. Oh my god. I love this anime. This anime, Kamisama no Inai Nichiyobi, is probably the best anime we have so far this season. Very, very nice plot. Beautiful, beautiful animation. I love the opening for it. And while the first 3 episodes were kind of obvious, well, kinda obvious on the little subplot of it, that being that the guy was her father. And again, don't get mad at me for spoilers. I gave you the disclaimer at the beginning. The rest of it, that was a shock, and not to mention, if the first 3 episodes can pull out a tearjerker, you know something's done right. So, yeah. But anyway, again, beautiful visuals, lovable characters. I love the main character, and, yeah, just go watch it. Kamisamano Inai Niinichiyobi, or Sunday Without God, and it's on Crunchyroll, so you have no excuse to not watch it, especially because Crunchyroll is legal. I'm going to be pushing that, by the way. Next up on the list, Fate, Collide, Liner, Prism, Ilya. Oh my god, I've been waiting for Type Moon to animate this one. I love Fate, Collide, Liner. I've been reading the manga since it debuted, fan translated. I'm a big fan of the Fate franchise as a whole. You kind of can see her right here. I have Saber. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to push her over here without knocking something else over. But yeah, I love the Fate franchise. I've played Fate Stay Night, I've watched all the Fate animes. So, with Prism Ilya, it's basically, the plot is, it takes the main element of Fate Stay Night, which is the 5th Holy Grail War, and says, goodbye! Yeah. It basically revolves around the main character being Ilya von Einsberg. You know, that one character who gets shat on in every Fate series, with the exception of Zero, because she's not the main character? Or one of the characters, important ones? Yeah! So it takes her, makes her the main character, and she doesn't get screwed! And she becomes a magical girl. So yeah, highly, highly recommending. Very nice visuals. The opening theme is really good. And the premise, it's like Cardcaptor Sakura. I love it. Next on my list, and this one's going to be a little tough for me to say, Io so penetra le Illusioni. Or Daybreak's Illusion. Or Daybreak Illusion. I don't know. This one is going to be a little tough one for me to explain. The plot of it is main character is a tarot card user. I don't know what the proper terminology is for a tarot card user outside of fortune teller. And I don't think she is. No, she is a fortune teller. I'm an idiot. But she's a fortune teller. Mother's dead. She gets her mother's her mother's tarot deck. Cousin turns into a monster known as a demonia. She uses her tarot card. She uses her tarot card unconsciously and kills her cousin, because her cousin has turned into a demon and will no longer return back to her human self. Doesn't remember this now. Episode plots ensues. She remembers. Shit goes crazy. Basically, she's able to hear. Up until then, she couldn't hear the voice of these monsters. Now she's able to hear the voices of these monsters. I'm just gonna stop there because I'm gonna confuse you all if I continue. But overall, nice visuals, interesting plot, and the main opening song is sung by Lisa. I love any anime that has Lisa in it so far. So this is probably gonna be a really good anime. Next on my list, Watashi ga motenai no wa do kangaete mo omaera wa warui, or Watamote, or It's You Guys' Fault That I'm Not Popular. You're shortening that one because it's much longer. Basically, this anime, again, I've been following it since the manga. It's kind of like Mysterious Girlfriend X in the fact of majority of people will probably not like this anime for its main subtext. Whereas some people didn't like not Mysterious Girlfriend X, Nazo no Kanojo X, for the saliva fetish. Some people may not like Watamote because of the main character's antics. She is basically a newbie to high school, unpopular, and doesn't understand why she's not popular. Well, she kind of does. And she tries to become popular in certain episodes, doing certain things, and just trying to go through her daily life being recluse. And she does stupid shit that makes her less popular sometimes. But the main reason is the way she looks sometimes in just like in episode 1 when she ties her hair up, does pigtails, puckers her lips. Ugh. But other times she does, most of the time she looks really adorable, as you can see in the opening theme over my shoulder. And I'm pointing over here because this is probably where it's going to be. It'll feel stupid if I end up putting it over there. But overall, it's a really, really good anime. The story is nice. Go watch it if you can, but be warned, it might make you a little... bleh. Next on my list is Gachaman Crowd, and I can't really say much since I've only seen episode 1 and part of episode 2. I know I need to watch more of that one. If you've watched Gachaman in the past, or Battle of the Galaxies, I think that's what it was called in English. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am wrong. I'll put subtitles down below if I'm wrong. You will probably like it or not like it because it's the fact of, while it is a sequel, it's a alternate universe sequel, not taking place in the main universe plot, obviously. It's got interesting character designs. I do like how these characters look. And it's got Mamoru Miyano, Setsuna FCA in Japan. And Aya Hirano, Haruhi Suzumiya in this anime. Granted, Mamoru Miyano is the villain, and Haruhi Suzumiya is a panda alien, and I think it's pissed off if you call it a panda. But yeah, that's all I can really say about Gachaman Crowd. Interesting visuals. I don't know much of the plot yet. And next up on my list, Tokore Sochi Dante Stella Jogakuin Kotokai Shikyubu, or Stella Women's Academy Class Division C3, and I probably said the name fully wrong. Subtitle will be down below. It's a very interesting anime. As a lot of people have compared it, it's K-On! Excuse me for looking up there for a second. It's K-On! meets... what was it? K-On! meets action, which to me is a really good combination. I kind of like K-On!, but I couldn't watch it in Japanese because it was boring as hell in Japanese, so I had to watch it in dub. And the action in this makes it better. The whole premise is main character goes to new school, wants to try and find a new thing to make her life much more active and change herself because she's much more reclusive. And she ends up joining the Seikubu, which is basically a club about which they do survival games using paintball guns, airsoft rifles, things like that. And it's hilarious as shit. I love this anime. This is probably one of my favorite of the lesser animes of this season. Go check it out. You will love it. And to end things off with now moving on to the Funimation animes that I'm watching, which is only one. Joujigen Gameu Neptunia, the animation, or Hyperdimension Neptunia, the animation. There's nothing else I can say about this anime, but fuck yeah! This anime, if you love the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, which shame on you if you don't, you will love this anime. It takes place in an alternate universe that is kind of similar to the Hyperdimension Neptunia V game. Uses the same designs, but it also takes elements from Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II. Nothing really from Hyperdimension Neptunia 1. Right now, with only 2 episodes I've seen, since the Funimation app has not updated to have episode 3, even though it's on the main website, and I refuse to watch from the main website because it's glitchy as fuck. God damn you, Funimation! It's overall really good. I say it's a mix because in episode 1, it does seem like it follows V. Granted, Netgear Uni, or Uni, Ram and Ram don't have their HDD forms yet. And in episode 2, we see one of the villains from Hyperdimension Neptunia Mark II, the pedophile, fat, tongue-licking, deformed lick-a-tongue thing. We see him, and he kidnaps Ram and Rom, just like he does in the game. Granted, he doesn't turn them against the group, seeing as they don't have their HDD form. But yeah, overall, great, great, great anime. Love the opening, love the visuals, has all the Japanese voice actors from the game back in it. Oh, I can't wait to see more of this, and I'm surprised Funimation has this. I figured Nipponichi America was going to be the ones to distribute this, and Crunchyroll would have the rights to air it. But somehow Funimation got it, and granted, I do still hope Granted, I do hope Funimation keeps it so that I can get dubbed, because anything Nipponichi America gets anime-wise won't get dubbed, though I feel if they had Hyperdimension Neptunia, they would dub it, seeing as they have the voice actors. But I've rambled on enough. That is pretty much it for my list, and overall, I like most of the animes we're getting. Granted, it's not as good as the spring lineup we had. That's mostly how it is. Spring lineup has some of the top A-class animes, and then summer finishes some of those animes. And then fall kind of finishes up whatever was the year-long series. Overall, though, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with a lot of these animes. And I can't wait to see what the fall lineup has to offer. I've seen some of the stuff because there's a list already, and I will post a link to the image down below of some of the stuff we'll be getting for the fall season. So yeah, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. I will have more coming, and next episode will be a very special guest of mine, as we will be talking about probably one of our favorite animes. What is that anime? It's a little... Well, here's a hint. It's a little crawling chaos. Well, that's about it. Stay tuned for more. Check out Herotaku. Links will be in the description. Peace.